Hey guys, it is just me tonight. So give me a second and I will get started. All right, I'm just making sure that I am live on all channels. So, like I said, just give me a second and we'll get started. If you are here and you have questions, please feel free to drop me a little emoji to let me know that you are here. And also, if you have any questions, put those in the chat, please, so that I can answer your questions. And I will monitor the IG as well as the different pages to see if there are any questions. Tonight we're going to be talking about we'll be talking about drop off and more information about drop off, more so than doing any tagging. But I will answer any questions you have with tagging or whatever questions you have, whether it's about tagging, drop off, um, shopping, whatever questions you have. It's you and me for this time. So let me do one more. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. I need some like background music so that it's not just silent while I'm doing this. So, here we go. All right. We are live on all channels. All right. So, I'm Fran. I am with Just Between Friends Sugarland. We are hosting our back to school sale coming up July 23rd through 25th. Our pre-sale night is our pre-sale day is July 22nd. That's a Wednesday. And we host this at the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds, where we make Building C turn into a huge shopping event. We make it into a retail store for the week. We bring shoppers in and they shop gently used children's items that our local families bring in for them to shop. And so it helps local families to add to money into their budgets. It helps keep items out of the landfills, and it's just really a cool event. And it's really a one-stop shop. So when you come to Just Between Friends, you can get everything that you need for your children. And so if you are selling with us or thinking about selling with us, you can sell everything for kids with us, from maternity all the way up through teens. We sell pretty much anything that you can think of that would be used for maternity all the way through teens. So it just needs to be gently loved. We do have brand standards, safety standards, and all of those things are detailed in our guidelines and our safety website. We have a recall specialist that will go through items and check for recalls. We do ask that you as a seller do that as well. But that's what makes shopping with us different from shopping other thrift businesses or resale businesses, because we do take safety very seriously. So I am going to get into drop off. But before we get into drop off, let me just remind you that if you are selling with us, whether you are a seasoned seller or if this is your first time, or if you are still on the fence, this summer JBF has been doing lots of things to help you out as a seller, just to understand the selling process and to just help you to get from start to finish. And so this week we are having our Consigner Con event. It is happening on July 9th. and it's in the evening time. So it's from 7 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. You can register for this on the tagging website. As soon as you log into the JBF sale webpage, you'll see the consigner com. If you are on our mailing list, you've received an email about it. So all you have to do is click that to register. There will be a graphic on our social media where you can click in there to also register. So I would definitely advise you to register for that event. There will be prizes, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So register for that. If you can't make it, then I think there's going to be a replay that will be emailed to you. So I would still go ahead and sign up for it, even if you know you're not going to be able to make it live. Secondly, if you are in our private seller group on Facebook, if you're not on it, get in it. If you're not in it, join that group. I'll put the link in. Join our private Facebook group. That's where we share tips and things to help you through this seller journey. We host contests in that group. And so it is a fun group. You can ask all of your questions that you have. And so I would tell you, go ahead and join that group. But in our Facebook seller group, we are having a tagging contest right now. So last night ended sorry, I have a hard time doing two things at one time. Anybody who knows me can tell you that. But we had, if you tagged, I believe it was 54 new tags between, I believe it was like May 15th and now. You were entered into a drawing to get 10% of your sale, extra 10% of your sales, because when you sell with us, you name your own price and you get 60% of whatever your item sells for. And so if you entered that drawing, then you got, if your name is pulled, then you'll get 70% instead of 60%. So I still have to do that drawing. It will be tonight. And then this week starts a new week. And so if you have another 27 tags, I can't do the math in my head right now. I don't have it in front of me. But if you have another 27 tags that have been completed, or however many that is total, you can enter into the drawing for this week. You just have to put an emoji in the on the graphic comments that I'll put in that seller group, and then you'll be entered into a drawing for 15% of your sales. So that's pretty cool. So don't forget to do that. We are also going to be I'm going to post tonight our ambassador post number 2. So if you are a social media ambassador, it's not too late to sign up. I've only given one post so far. All that is that you're sharing our social media posts to either your own Facebook feed or groups that you're in, and then you screenshot where you shared it to. You come back on the link in that Facebook private group, put where you shared it, and then you get to shop earlier than other consigners. So that's a good way to shop earliest if you're not on our team. So go ahead and do that. Tomorrow will be the second post, and then next week will be post number 3. So you just have to share the 3 posts that I put in there. And, that's the easy way to shop earliest if you're not on the team. But speaking of team, we still have team spots available. So I'm going to post that link in here. So grab a spot to come and work with us and shop the earliest. All right. So let me go ahead and get that in, and then we'll start talking about drop off. Let's see. Team application. Here we go. Let me get this in for you guys. Again, if y'all have questions, I don't see any, but put those in. All right, so the first thing I want to say is I've been getting a lot of questions about when people are going to their registration. They're seeing in their tagging site is saying pre-registered or continue registration. Don't worry about that. That is just because our new system, we haven't fully converted all the way to the new system. Um, our next event will be fully converted. So for this sale, it's gonna stay in that status. It's going to stay in the pre-registered status. So just don't even worry about that. As long as it says pre-registered, you're registered on that part. Just make sure you've gone in and you have secured your drop off appointment. And to do that, you'll click the link that I just put in, which is the Ticket Spice link. Um, and when you go in that link, then that's where you'll pay your consigner fee. If you're new, you're going to use the code NEW NEW, and you will, if you're new to JBF, you'll use that code. It'll take half off of your consigner fee. Um, and if you've done those two things, then you are done. Okay, you have fully registered. Um, so don't worry about it. It's okay that it still says pre-registered. So that's the first thing. Now, when you come for drop off, people ask how much time to allow for drop off. Drop off, I would say it just really depends on what you're bringing with you. If you're bringing a lot of stuff, a lot of different things. You know, you have some clothes, you have some books, you have some toys, you have some big furniture. It just really depends on what you have, how, you know, how much you have, and then how organized you are. In our guide, our consigner guide, it has an organization page to help you organize yourself for drop off. Um, and the more organized you are for drop off, the less time you'll spend at drop off. But I would, give it an hour. I'd budget at least an hour for drop off. And so that way, you have enough time to get it done. When you come in, you will park around the back of building C. We'll send you a map with how to get behind building C, and I always do a driving video of how to get behind building C. So you'll drive to the back of building C, pull up as close as you can to the sidewalk, and we have rolling racks and wagons and shopping carts that you can use to help get your stuff out of your vehicle. However, our wheels don't go into the parking lot. So our rolling racks and wagons and things, they don't go out into the parking lot because the gravel will break the wheels on those items. So we allow them to be used on the sidewalk, but not out into the parking lot. But once you get inside, you'll come inside, bring one item with you, one small item. Once you park, bring one small item in. We will scan that item at the welcome desk and check you in. We'll also scan your QR code from where you scheduled your drop off appointment. We'll scan that, and then you're welcome again to take a wagon, a clothing rack, whatever have you, to get your things out of the car. You bring those things in. And then once you bring those things in, if you have clothing, we have a clothing inspection area. You'll bring your clothing to the clothing inspection area, drop those off with the clothing inspectors. While they're inspecting your clothing, you can go ahead and get everything else out of your vehicle, and then you can place them on the floor where they belong on the floor. And so we have clear signage of where things go. So we have an area for toddler toys, girl toys, boy toys, infant toys, feeding items, baby gear. And then all of our clothing is organized by gender, and then by size and by category. And those categories are in our consigner guide. You're going to be receiving an email that has all of this information in it. So don't feel like, like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to what am I supposed to do? You're telling me this, but I need it written down. I need to be able to see it. Don't worry about that. On Monday, there is a email going out. I might actually send it out earlier, but it's scheduled to send out to you guys on the 13th. I think I'll send it out a little bit earlier, just so you have a little more time to look over it and prep and get everything ready. And then if you have questions, you have time to send us those questions. But it really explains everything to you. It gives you our seller's guide again, so you can check everything through that. Gives you a map of how things are going to be laid out in the Building C of the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds. That letter also explains to you if you need to change your drop-off appointment, how you're going to do that. And basically to change your drop-off appointment, you're just going to make sure that you create an account through WebConnects or TicketSpice, and then you can view your different appointments and tickets, and you can go ahead and schedule your drop-off during that time. So that is pretty much, I mean, that's like drop off in a nutshell. Um, so once you drop off, once you've gotten everything dropped off, that's it. You use that same QR code that you sign in with. You use that as your ticket to enter. You get a ticket for yourself and for two more people. So you get a total of 3 tickets for pre-sale day. That ticket scans 3 times a day. And so it's good for pre-sale on Wednesday, and it's also good for our sellers half price pre-sale on Friday evening. So that will get you into both of those and your guests into both of those. You can just screenshot that and send it to your friends. They don't have to be with you. If you know for whatever reason, maybe you can't get off during, your pre-sale time, or maybe you're going out of town during pre-sale, and you're not going to shop, send that code to other people, to somebody else. Let somebody else shop. That is totally fine. We want the shoppers to come in to buy your stuff. So send that QR code to people who are going to come in and shop with us. That's a perk of selling with us. And so make sure you send that off to people. Um, then for pickup, if you have chosen to have your items donated, that don't sell, items that don't sell, if you have those donated to Fort Bend Women's Center, you don't need to do anything after the sale. That's it. You're done. All you have to do is wait for your check within, next 2 weeks, and that's it. If you have chosen to pick up items that don't sell, then on on Sunday between 3 and 5, you will come in and pick up your items that didn't sell. So we'll break everything back down by seller. When you register for your drop off appointment, you also choose a pickup appointment time. And so you come in during that time. Pickup is usually really quick. That takes about 20 minutes, if that long, maybe 20, 30 minutes max. But it really doesn't take very long for pickup at all. We have everything sorted out for you. You'll go to, there's about 5 areas where you will check, but your things will be together. You'll check those areas for your things, and you sign out with us, and that's pretty much it. We do check your items to make sure that those things that you're taking belong to you, and that we didn't mix up someone else's things in your items. And so, and that's it. And then you get a check within 2 weeks of our event closing, and that check is emailed to you. And we send you an email with instructions on how to redeem that check, and just any other questions that you have. So that's it, y'all. That is drop off in a nutshell. That is it. I'm not going to. I don't see any questions. Let me check those other groups. But that is it. Look for an email coming to you if you have signed up to sell with us. I like I said, the email is scheduled for next week on Monday, but I think I'm gonna send it out this week. So I'll send it out to you guys tomorrow. I'll send it tomorrow actually. So that way, you can start taking a look at it and figure out if there's, if there are other questions that you have. Um, and you can start getting yourself prepared and organized for drop off. All right, guys, that's all I have tonight. I will see you guys next week. We'll talk more about drop off, and we'll just kind of repeat some of the same information, any last minute things that we need to talk about. And, we're just ready to have the best sale ever. And let's do this, guys. 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks until drop off. Phew. So I'll see